Online dating. Let's talk about it because we both know that I heard there's a rumor that you and your wife met on Grinder. Is that true?
That is very incorrect.
Or was it a different app? Was it a different online dating app? How did you and your wife meet?
We met at work.
Also in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, you're old. You're old, bro. You're old. Okay, because like in these days and times, people out here are majority of relationships are through online dating. You know.
Wait, isn't Grinder like a gay app?
Anyway, so there's a couple, and one of the
The
things,
fuck?
there is a couple who has decided to get married through the Zoom app, which is normal. Nothing else there. The important thing that we should note is that they got married and these two have never ever met in real life. One is in the UK, one is in Detroit, Michigan. Okay. So they begin chatting, having long distance conversations. They start as friends. It eventually blossoms. They start having nightly conversations to the point where they're ordering each other meals and having dates. And there's a 5-hour time difference between the two. Okay. So after this long distance courtship, they decided that they wanted to get married, right? Never met in real life. They decided they wanted to get married. And because it was the pandemic, there were complications, they couldn't do it. They decided that they were going to do it over Zoom. Just find an officiate, do it very simply through there. This is what I want to know because you are a married man. I am not a married man. Is it important? Is it really important to meet the person in real life before you decide to get married? Or is this what we're talking about, the future?
Well, um, I have to meet the person I'm gonna marry in real life first. But I assume at some point in time these two will connect. In
Why is
fact,
it important to meet in real life though, for you?
well, because I want to have sex.
Okay.
Um, Also, and that sounds like super really, like about as deep as a fucking belly button, right? But that stuff is important. Like when you get married, like ideally you want to be with the person for the rest of your life. It's also important to live with someone before you commit with them because you need to know what type of person they are. Like when they're finished with the remote, do they put it in the same place every single time? Like when they're done eating, do they let the dishes soak or do they wash them right away? Like all these little things sound very minor, but these are things that you as a human being hopefully do every single day in your own life. And if you're going to now introduce another person into your home and to live with them, is that going to be compatible? Because even the tiniest things over time turn into something very, very big. Right. So I say all that because you got to test the waters before you jump in. So, them getting married, clearly they feel like they have some sort of a amazing bond, and that's wonderful. That's beautiful. But if they intend on, living out the rest of their marriage until they die through a screen, they're going to be just fine. They're going to be just fine. However, if they intend to meet and then eventually live with each other, they're going to run into some problems for sure, like any relationship, even if you have met in person before. But the only difference is, it's like I said, if you take it for that trial run, you live with the person, you have sex with the person, there's a lot less surprises that are actually going to come up. Furthermore, when
I mean,
you've
there's phone sex. There's online
phone
video sex.
sex is the dumbest shit in the world, so stop that. Furthermore, if
Yeah.
you live with the person, if you've had sex with the person, you also have more invested. So, and that's important because you're a lot less likely just to say fuck this relationship, let's get a divorce. If you've been living with me for like fucking 5 6 years, we've been having sex, whatever, you're more invested in that relationship. If we've been just dating or married through a fucking screen for like 5 6 years and then we finally live together, and that first year, which is traditionally bliss, great, but then the year after is a fucking hellhole, you're probably gonna be like, fuck this shit.
I have never in my life met a female that is willing to get with a guy or marry a dude that they have never had sex with. I've never met them. even if they're abstinent or they end up doing something eventually sexually with the other person. This for a second, I'm sitting here single. Like, should I join one of these dating apps? Maybe,
Maybe.
maybe my future wife is waiting for a Zoom call away. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean?
It sounds silly, but at the end of the day, you know, people find love in more fucked up ways than that. You know what I mean? There's a celebrity right now. I can't remember the name. It escapes me just for a second. And his wife said that he can go out and have a baby with another woman, and it's okay.
I mean, if that's the agreement that they made, then that's the agreement that they made. I mean,
There's another marriage where the wife said it's okay for the husband to sleep with her sister and her mom.
these are probably based out of Utah. All these stories that you're saying, like these things do happen. Like those things. What's weird, what's crazy of me to say is that sounds more normal than the story that we're talking about right here. That's all. That to me sounds more normal. I've heard about that. There's African princes with multiple wives, so we're cool off of that. This to me is, if this is the future, that's why you don't see me on no dating apps. I personally prefer to meet the person in real life, because I still struggle to this very day communicating through words and on video and all of that stuff, because I need to be able to be close to you. I need to be able to feel your vibe. And the conversation, while we could do video calls, is not always going to happen with me. It's just not. My schedule doesn't allow me to be, unless you're trying to have conversations at 4 a.m. all the time. So this, I hope, is not the future. This was interesting to me because I can't believe it actually happened in my lifetime. What generation is this now? Gen Z, or because we're millennials, and then there was a new generation as of the year 2000.
I don't know. You can't put a label on these people. They don't like it, so I would stay away from that.